Warren's losing it. He was afraid to come in the studio, and now we know why.
I didn't see that coming.
You don't want to see it, period.
We're 15 minutes in. I gotta give a shout out to our sponsors, Northwest Trucking Academy, the title sponsor of the show here at Northwest Dirt News. Crocker's Cars, the call-in line. We'll be taking calls tonight. Tommy's Transmissions, Rugged Radios, Swear Trucking. You can hit us up on the chat line here on the Spreaker app. Very cool deal for all you guys that are listening that haven't tried it. You can go onto the Moxa Media and Promotions Facebook page, and there's a button on there that says Use App. You can click that app; it'll take you right to the show. If you want to try it, go ahead and try it. Let us know what kind of experience you're having with that. Linson Sign, Holiday Inn Express, and the new sponsor CMC, Don Holmbo.
Competition Motor Company.
Yep.
Don is, since the indoor is coming around, indoor karting, man, is literally starting this weekend at Salem Indoor. This is a guy that will have his trailer out there. He's amazing when it comes down to everybody. He's there to help a ton of people.
Well, and he does. He does a very good job. But, it's awesome to have, sponsors that we have here on the show. And we will have some more coming on. Those details haven't been finalized with us. We had a couple more that are talking to us. And I think, I'm pretty confident we'll get them as far as, new sponsors on the show. And it'll be a good deal for everybody. But we'll talk more about that later on. Biggest subject hitting right now in the racing world, obviously, is the 2016 Duel in the Desert.
Yes, it is.
We're going to talk a little bit about, I know that we've got
we got some
Bryson
drivers
James,
going down there.
Gray Ferrando, Colin Weinbarger. I haven't confirmed, but it sounds like there's a possibility that Brian Thompson with Crocker's Cars may be heading down that way. Kind of hard. I've talked to a lot of drivers this week that have said no.
Right.
Jamie Jerry Schramm, Steve Moore, Monty Bischoff, Pam Graham, a lot of people, Michael Melton, Kenny obviously heading down to California, but hoping to see some surprises like we did at Bakersfield. We had no idea Mark Carroll was showing up.
That was crazy.
But that's Mark Carroll for you.
Right.
You never know. You can always bank that Mark Carroll's going to show up at the big shows.
Well, it was funny because we worked on that deal for 6 weeks before that show started.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Contacting people. Who's going.
Well, he doesn't have a Facebook page, and so you can't get a hold of him on top of that, and then to ask him, and then he works so much, and then when you do try to get a hold of him, it's sporadic.
Or it's at the racetrack.
or the racetrack. Or watching him pull into Bakersfield.
Right. When he pulled in, we all kind of stood there and said, is that Mark Carroll? Did he sell his car? What's going on?
Right.
How come we didn't know he was going to be here? So, I don't know. I know we've got 3.75 confirmed cars with
and these guys
Thompson.
Pretty much travel all the time. You know that Colin Weinbarger, Gray Fernando now is part of that organization, Discount Race Car Parts, and of course Colin is Daryl. Rob Ireland is going to Vegas also.
Okay.
I just got a text message from Kenny Miller. Rob Ireland is going to go, so that's another
we'll
Northwest guy from Banks, Oregon. That's awesome.
Very cool. If you guys know somebody that's going, hit us up here on the Swears Trucking chat line. Give us a call at 360-910-6008. That is the Crocker's Cars call-in line. Again, 360-910-6008.
You got the sniffles or something.
Yeah.
You okay? You getting sick?
It's allergies. It truly is. I've got some allergies going on, and
just killing you, huh?
it is.
Dude.
I'm sorry,
All right.
guys.
Well, no, it's okay. You sit over there in your own little, decorated booth that you have now made, and air conditioning and all that type of stuff, and whatever incense you do in there before the show. And
It's actually a Hawaiian spray.
I heard you mention Pamela Graham. I know her through some mutual friends, Herschel and Shelley McGriff, and I saw a picture of her leg and the X-ray from her breaking her leg on a quad. Now, did you guys see that?
I didn't.
Yeah, she's down for a while. She's down. She's a great gal.
She is a lot of fun to interview. Yeah. She really is. Her and Mike are, they're good people. I always enjoyed, What are you doing?
Don't trip.
Have you seen my big bow?
Don't worry about what just happened.
Man, what is wrong with you?
We need
wait a
video.
second. Now that Warren,
thank God we're not live streaming right now.
I know. So
we're not.
Now that Warren,
hold on.
Wait.
I do want to sit. Shut up. I do want to sit there and say that later on, we're innovating everything new in the studio and everything. And we're working. I'm actually working with kind of my neighbors that live in the same town as I do. They're called Livestream Pros, and these guys literally have dedicated their life to the art of live streaming. Now that Facebook, Pinnacle,
Right.
A bunch of other entities or whatever like that do a bunch of live streaming. Their main guy went down to OCC, Orange County Choppers, and just got them set up in live streaming. So a lot of their guys that do a lot of their marketing and all that type of stuff. Paul Senior was kind of like, I'm not really into this. We've never done it. This is an avenue that we've never changed before. So they basically took Livestream Pros, went back to OCC, and showed them the quality of it. So they're building right now.
Well, it's like a TV show. I mean, it truly is. And eventually we'll end up with that feature here on Northwest Dirt News, and it'll be great for everybody, including sponsors.
And that's what it really is because they're building this electric car or this electric bike, pure electric. Everything's electric on it. And so when they went live, it showed literally close to 15,000 people that were watching it live. So they got their followers from Facebook, they got their followers from Twitter, they got all these followers, whatever like that. And so when they showed him, say, hey, Senior, look, this is how many people are watching it right now. It's just like having the Discovery Channel being right there, but it's live. You don't have all the editing, you don't have all the type of stuff. It's live. You're talking about it works for our sponsors, it works for all that type of stuff. It allows you guys to see us.
Well, and that's something that you and I have been kind of working on in the background, and we will eventually get to that point. The problem is, one of the pieces of equipment that we need is going to be about $6,000, and we're working on it. We're working on it. But
well, at least $1,000 for that blown up. I really do want to go down to your power company. I don't know. I want to go to the mall and see if they have insurance on us because I'm
his
suing
computer
them.
got destroyed. But earlier you heard Warren mention something about mutual friends and Herschel McGriff, and Warren he's a lot in the background a lot here at Moxie Meat Promotions, and a lot of people don't see him or hear him like they do us. Warren has a very extensive background in motorsports.
Yes, he does.
Now, most of that, again, comes from the NASCAR side where, Warren, chime in. You're a former chassis guy for
I'm
McGriff.
just going to sit here and listen. This is awesome.
But you spent a lot of time doing chassis for McGriff.
Yeah, I helped him build race cars. And
hold on. Don't be modest. Help. You were like the top guy there. I've known you for many years.
Indian Russ was the top guy there.
Russ was good.
Russ has always been there. Pat McElreath, he goes back to running with Richard Petty back in the day. And there was a lot of cool people I met through those guys that can't be replaced. Yeah, it was just an awesome experience. I had a lot of fun with it. I still have I'm having a lot of fun with you guys.
It's been fun having you as a part of the team for sure. We gave a lot of the details about Bakersfield. We won't give them all, but
you guys are all crediting me and talking about me, but you know what? You don't ever talk about yourselves, and I think,
dude, all we do is talk.
Well, and the thing is, you guys are good at it. You're really good at it, and I've listened to a lot of other broadcasts and podcasts and whatnot, and the announcers on there are like, and there he goes around turn one. Oh, he's almost to turn two. It's boring, and you guys put a lot of cool emphasis on your broadcast and your announcing, and I don't think you guys get enough credit for what you do. So I want to give a shout out to you guys.
Well, much appreciated, sir. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you did spend a lot of time traveling.
Yeah.
You were on the traveling crew, and you went up and down the West Coast, all over the country. You spent some time in Charlotte. You were all over. Didn't you do some stuff with Hunholz too, or?
Will Hunholz, yeah. He's running. He bought a brand new Porsche GT3, I think it is, and he's running around doing very well with that. But still affiliated with Herschel McGriff. And
have you noticed though? And this is kind of a side note like that. Each and every time we see Warren, he's spectacularly dressed.
He very dapper.
He is very. He is. I'm not into that type thing, but he's a good-looking man, right?
Very dapper.
Yeah,
I'd say almost John Gotti-like.
He's very John Gotti. So,
yes.
But check this out. So you talk about how Warren's went back and everything, and it was funny when I first met with Kenny and started telling people and stuff and how I met Kenny. I'm like, dude, we go way back. And Kenny will probably be laughing right now because he's listening. He's probably like, yep, that's exactly what he said. I've known him for 3 weeks. And I tell people, like, me and Kenny Miller, dude, we go way back. So that's our opener line when we talk to a bunch of people and stuff, is just that we go way back. But literally,
you and Warren do go way back, and the stories that we heard, we can't actually put on the air.
Not share on the air.
But yeah, definitely exciting times.
Well, from the first time that you sat there and some people wanted to branch off to other avenues and stuff, and so other people came on to the show. Joe Widescreen, Warren, of course, and I'm looking at Warren. I'm like, dude, I know this guy from somewhere. And
Our conversation during the ride down from Fresno to Bakersfield.
Yeah.
so we're at the.
Well, it was funny to watch because that's where it all clicked. That's where it all clicked, where you guys knew each other from. And I just sat back and listened, going, there is no way this is real.
Josh is like, oh, yeah, you remember that time? And I'm like, yeah. And I kept egging him on. And he goes, you remember all that? And I go, no.
That really did. So listen, that really did happen.
I got to hear this. Hang on.
So I'm in the back seat, and Warren's driving.
Yeah.
And literally, we didn't get under 90 miles an hour on the.
We were just
hang on. We need to remind you, Josh, that CHP might be listening.
You know what? We're not going to.
For my sake.
We're not going down there until next year. So
yeah,
whatever.
They mail you your
We
tickets.
were just going with the
Trust
flow.
me.
We're going with the flow. The
This
Corvette,
isn't
the
a
Honda.
confession.
No.
Yeah, I mean it was with traffic. So I'm in the back seat and I'm like telling the story.
Clear.
And right, squirrel. So Warren's all sitting there and I'm like, dude, okay, my blah 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 blah, and he's like, yeah. And he's just driving. And I'm like, and I said, you remember this? He goes, dude, totally. And I'm like, oh, I said, this one right here. He said, you know what the best part about all this? And I'm like, what? And he goes, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Dude, for 10 minutes, I'm like, seriously remembering. Like, do you remember? And he goes, oh, yeah. Egg. And I'm like, and then all of a sudden the whole car goes, I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, it was.
I sat back.
Everybody
Oh, my
erupted
word.
in laughter. But you know what? When it did click, that was even funnier.
Well, he
because it actually clicked over a story. We won't use any names or sponsors' names or anything, but it actually clicked over someone actually peeing in somebody's Corvette.
At Portland Speedway.
At Portland Speedway.
And people that know that story will know who we're talking about.
They will.
He had a reputation, but it was something that he's like, you know what? I know you.
Yeah.
You were a little shit.
That's where it all came together. That was
Well,
fun. But
now what are you, Josh?
Well, he calls me a $1.27. That's about what he was when I met him.
yeah,
Maybe
Right.
$1.27 soaking wet.
Yeah, soaking wet.
that's what his
Yeah.
left leg weighs now.
Yeah.
Guys are asses. Listen, I'm on the Big Town Hero diet.
Right.
I had a bowl of chili and
And
a Diet Coke.
78-ounce Coke.
Diet.
One
No,
bowl.
it's not. Anyway,
Wait.
let's talk about the big race coming up. That's kind of the biggest deal right now is the Duel in the Desert, November
Wrong.
9th through the 12th.
Wrong. No, just I tried to trump you.
Whoa.
I tried to trump you.
See this?
I didn't want to Hillary Clinton you.
Oh,
I just trumped you. Wrong.
it's gonna get ugly, boys. Close your eyes. I need a witness.
Let the games begin.
Keep
Well,
going.
well, here's something I didn't know. I didn't realize this was the 19th annual Duel in the Desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it'd been around 19 years. I mean,
Isn't that crazy?
It is because you hear about this race and it doesn't seem like time goes that fast. But we're looking up. We're looking
Wait
at
till
the
you get to be my age.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's
But
another
they're-
thing we won't talk about.
They're expecting, and they will have, like last year, over 200 cars that come to qualify for that show, and it's a 4-day event with, going through qualifying heat races, get to your main event. Main event pays $7,777.77.
Yes, sir, it does. And you know why the sevens?
It's Vegas.
It's Vegas, baby.
That's right.
So you want to hear a little side note on this? So check this out. So 12 guys last year, okay, where everybody was all gearing up, and a buddy of mine and stuff that lives down in California, and Big Bear went down there, pitted next to these guys, and he just knew kind of, don't go to town on day one. Don't go to town. Because if you go to town, you're probably not going to come back. One or two reasons. You're either going to get drunk and go to jail, and it's on the weekend, so you won't get out, or you're going to get drunk, pass out, and still won't come back.
Yeah, right.
Well, one of the two happened is that they got so drunk that they missed qualifying, they missed the heat race, and if you miss those two deals, you're done. Thank you for coming. Thank you for spending your money.
Yep.
But, yeah, it's pretty much done.
Yeah, they don't mess around with that show.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
I mean, when you're racing for over $7,000 to win almost $8,000, it's going to be high tempo. When you start thinking, last year they had 250 or 280 cars
a lot of cars.
pre-registered. That's pre-registered. Not even the guys that just Mark Carroll it and pull in and
Right.
I'm
And
here.
pay that extra money
I wanna
for
race.
late fees. Absolutely.
Exactly, and it's a 28 car main event come Saturday night. worst you're gonna-
28 cars modified
That's crazy.
on a dry slick dirt,
dry,
That's
slick,
half
rough.
mile.